So where we is moment by moment, if we were to watch the mind, like in the Dutiya Gaddula Baddha Sutta, where he says Charana Nama Chitta. So we should exactly watch the mind like what he is putting out there. It's like a movie. It keeps on going here, there, here, there, here, there. But then there is a witness. It stops. Without a witness, it keeps on going. So, in fact, in the quantum mechanics, we have seen that if you have a double slit experiment, there's there a video on that on the YouTube. You'll find that generally the light travels as particles when observed, otherwise, waves were not observed. In the same way, if you see in India, they will wear helmet if police is there, otherwise, they'll not wear helmets. They'll put the helmet on somewhere. But why? It's particle and wave. If you don't see it, it's a wave. That means if you have to have an order, you have to do something. But by nature, it is unordered. Okay. So quantum mechanics also says the same thing. It's always unordered. It's not ordered. So if you look at enthalpy, it's about heating things up. So when you add more energy to it, atoms will start to take shape, will exactly stay the way you want it to stay. But when the heat is turned off, it dissipates. The atoms becomes dispersed. How can you find it? Take tea or coffee or any hot. By nature, it's supposed to become cold. So by nature, this body is supposed to collapse. But by putting in more food, the energy is created. And then it seems as though it is sticking together. Okay, it's a very important thing you need to observe. Fine, now you have observed. Now, what I should do for the whole day, you should look at the mind where it is going. Wherever it goes, it creates life form. So you when I say you will, there is no you. The consciousness starts to experience something in that place. Okay? So be very clear with this. Wherever the consciousness is, and that's where you, when I say you, it's a language, that's where it gets established. So the gati gets formed. So there is a gati. Gati means destiny. So you create your own destiny. Nobody creates it for you. Why? It resides there. So when Buddha says Sabba Papas Karnan, it is ensuring that I remove the stay from that existence, that place, so that it doesn't come, meaning the death consciousness, the Chuti consciousness, Chuti Vinyana, when it comes, it doesn't take this place. Okay, that's the whole idea of Buddha's Dhamma, is to shift from here to there, then from there to extinction. And extinction is Nibbana or extinguishment. So, in fact, there's a sutta where somebody blames Buddha of annihilationist, and he says, yes, I am a true annihilationist. I annihilate Raga Dvesha Moha. Without Raga Dvesha Moha, there is no way anybody can come to any existence. This existence or that existence, nobody can be in any existence. Okay, very clear. So now we conclude. So there is Kama Loka, then there is Rupa Loka, there is Arupa Loka. First and foremost, to come out of Kama Loka, the mind or the consciousness or the whatever you want to call, Chitta Mano Vinyana, All the three are the same connotations. Okay. And one thing you need to know, it is Mano Pubbangama Dhamma, not Kaya. Especially when we are doing some traditions, we need to get out of the traditions because the general thinking would be that everything appears in the body. Anyway, coming back to this, is that the mind is the forerunner of everything. So, if the mind is the forerunner of everything, it means it can create destinations or destinies. Okay. And what we need to do is to check the mind every now and then to see what is the destiny I'm creating. So, Kamaloka can only be given up if you find fault in Kamaloka. If there is no fault found in Kamaloka, no matter how much I read Sutta or whatever it is, it doesn't matter because the mind is not convinced. That is the Chitta, Mano, and Vijnana, any one of these names, is not convinced that Kama has a problem. So now, if I don't find a problem with it, I can be rest assured that I will be either born as a human or born as an animal. Now, by following Buddha Dhamma, I can be born as a human or a deva, as Sotapanna. Because the six apaya things, or rather, anantarya papakam. Anantarya means, antara means separation. Anantara means no separation. That means as soon as the body is destroyed, it will go and land up in the hell. So the first thing is I have removed the mind from, meaning I as the mind have removed the immoral deed of killing one's own father, one's own mother. These are two things. And instead I have developed means the chitta has developed to see there is truly a mother and truly a father, and they have sacrifice for their children. So for me to appear here, my parents have sacrificed their comforts. For them to appear, their parents have done it. For their grandfather or whatever to appear, then their father and mother. So father and mother are very key aspect as far as human and animal life goes. Because there is a support system that needs to be there. An infant cannot do anything on its own. So it requires support. So I will take care of my parents or elders or in laws because they have taken care of me. If I could do this much, then the chitta is removed with an aversion for parents or having a revengeful attitude with parents, and then it cuts that. So there is no anantarya papa kamma. So one will not kill their parents, father and mother. So as far as I know, people sitting here have not killed. So two things are gone. Third thing is injuring a Buddha. That anyway we are not going to have any Buddha for some time to come. So you are not going to do that, even if you wish to. So you can't. Then fourth one is injuring or killing an arhat. Now, we don't know who is an arhat, who is not an arhat, and they have not put their board saying that I am an arhat and I went to shoot him, kill him, or whatever it is, which I'm not going to do anyway. And I myself want to be an arhat, so there's no point in getting into that. So that fourth one is also gone. Schism in the Sangha. Now, this is a very delicate topic. There's already schism. I don't know what else schism has to be there. With so many traditions, with so many systems, it is a schism. When somebody agrees or disagrees, it's a personal choice. It's a schism. So I don't want to talk on that. But as far as I am concerned, I will not create any schism in the Sangha. I will go by the Dhamma, which is there in the Sutta, not any personal accounts given by anyone. Simple. Okay, from my side, because there is schism, meaning division. So I don't want to get there because it is schism. Even though Buddha said you shouldn't create schisms, there are schisms, divisions, and traditions itself is a problem. So I will not do that. The last one, no other teacher than the Buddha. This is an experiential one rather than just feeling it. Now, here I would like to add two things, that even if you don't have an experience of Buddha in the Dhamma, if you start with the belief and stick there as belief, it converts into Saddha before death, and then it becomes a Sotapanna at death. That's what the meaning is in Saddhanusari. That means I believe, I accept, but I have not experienced anything, but I want to let go. So the chitta holds on to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So then before death, the person becomes Asotapanna. Clear? So that I can do. So if he becomes a Sotapanna before, he has become Saddha Vimukto because he started with Saddha, faith, or he can become Ditti Vimukto because he became a Dhammanusari. That means he has experienced something, and then the culmination of that experience creates the Ditti Vimukta. His viewpoint is changed. That's both the cases, Saddhanusari and Ditti Vimukta is Asotapatti state. Now what happens? The chitta lets go of three things. One, Visikicha, doubt. Two is Silabitta Paramasa, that means belief in rituals and vows, thinking that that will give you factors of enlightenment or liberation. Both are not true. So you'll come out of that. Third one is Sakkaya Ditti, which means this body, this mind is mine. Okay, these three things will automatically go away. Now you can know for yourself that you already done it. So whether you die today or you die after 50 years, it makes no difference. Because in the chitta, you don't have it. So if it's not there in the chitta, there's nothing to fear. So basic aim of Buddha Dhamma is to remove fear of death, because there's nothing to be feared. It's like going into darkness and suddenly you get a light. So at death, this darkness means you can't cognize, and then you start cognizing, but the past is gone down and the new one starts to evolve, just like what's happening right now. I didn't understand. When the daybreak happens, the consciousness comes back. When I say daybreak, when the senses are awakened. Okay, six senses, out of that, five senses are shut down. So they are awakened. So when you open up the eyes, for that moment, there is no conscious experience of your home. There is no conscious experience of your wife or husband or children or whatever that you have, because you are yet to come. Like that in all the remaining four of them. And then the mind, chitta, mano, opens up and accumulates things together from the past. That is, before dissolution, whatever was there is reconnected. Okay. So when there is a reconnection of it, there is an experience that I was there. Okay. And hence the future, I will be there, because you can see the past. What was I in the past? So when I go to the past, I can see yesterday. I can create an yesterday, and I can see that I woke up, I did this, I did that, I did blah, 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 all that. That experience is coming from chitta, which has smriti or sati, which means remembrance. Okay, so that faculty of remembrance will give an experience of you existing yesterday, in the same way 10 years ago, in the same way 30 years ago, like that. If you really observe, you can see that body also being there when you are young. So, supposing you meet your friend and you both remember about the school, if you are having very good sati, you can find that it shows up including your body, that body which was there, even though presently this body is different than that body, because the chitta is not associated with the body. It's not your body, it's not my body. And hence, you can look at this and cut out the karma. If you cut out the karma, 1 to 11 existences are removed from the chitta. Okay? At least from the perspective of a Sotapanna, from 6 to 11 still exist. 6 is Chatu Maharajaka to the top of the Vasavatti. Okay. So, like that, we can see. Now, when I see this, if I am done with it, it's enough for me. That's it. I can keep on playing this. At death, it automatically takes that shape. Over at Sotapanna. That means I don't have to do anything further to make it different. Now I want to work out further. So then I had to find a complete transition from the Kamaloka itself, all the 11, and enter into Rupaloka. So I start with first jhana, second, third, fourth. The more I stay in the jhana, the better it is. Okay, because then the chitta is learning to be in that jhana. It can stay there because found a fault in the Kamaloka. Now, in Sotapana, I found a flaw in the human realm, or in the animal realm, or in these realms, lower realms. So I escaped apayas. I escaped means the chitta no longer can reside in those realms. Now, I have found a fault in the womb existence itself. So if I'm finding fault in the womb existence, slowly my interest towards sexuality keeps on dipping. And interest towards family life keeps on dipping, keeps on going. So the possessive attitude is gone. So the 8 worldly ways of seeing things, the profit and loss and name and fame, like that, goes away. Because I find it's of no use. Because somebody can praise me today and somebody can blame me tomorrow. And there's no guarantee that nobody is going to blame me. And there's no guarantee that anybody's going to praise me. As long as they're getting things from me, they will praise. When they don't get it, they will blame. So what's the point? So I lose the possession. The moment I lose the possession, the Kamachanda and Vyapada, which are key ingredients for rebirth cycle into the womb existence, falls away, giving only one bhava, one becoming, one round of becoming. Okay, from 7 bhava in Sotapanna to 1 bhava, because that energy has been cut. Energy means the life faculty, jivita, or we can call it as also ayu. The lifespan is increased, but I'm not interested in a womb existence. I have given possession, given of possession. That means I have not only did the tyaga of the lower existence, I have also done the tyaga of the human existence. So now this chitta becomes unfit to enter into a womb existence at death. It's a great thing. So that's a, it's called Sakadagami. That means from 7 it has come to only 1. Only once it can come to end the suffering. Now, what I can further do in this life, since my ayu is there, without wasting, I can increase the way of doing to removing Kamachanda and Vyapada itself. In that case, the chitta does not have any foundation to hold on to the Kamaloka. So, without any foundation to the Kamaloka, it can't exist in Kamaloka. So, there is no Kamaloka. So, from 1 to 11, 1 to 4 was removed at Sotapanna. Okay. 5 to 11, the fifth one got dropped so considerably, that is human realm, that it can only take 1 bhava. And then at Anagami, there's no chance of coming into this womb existence because the basic ingredient for womb entry itself is removed. Meaning the uterus is removed. That means Gabba is removed. So whether you are a female or a male, it doesn't matter because the body is male and female. There's no person, male or a female. And we have recognized it as female and male. But the chitta is neither female nor male or anything. So from the chitta, the female and male is removed completely. So it can't take any existences of womb. So that means it can only reside in 4th jhana at Anagami. Okay, so we'll cover only this much for now and not look at Arhat. But for our basis, we'll take this much. And you can get now, you are eligible to enter into the Arupa jhanas because it's a natural progression. You can see the Rupa is diminished in the human realm. It diminished further in the Deva realm. Now it doesn't have a Rupa at all as this gross body. In the jhanic realm of 1 to 4, then there is no need of Rupa itself for the mind to be there in the Arupa realm. Okay? So the practice all the time for us should be to be there in Rupa or Arupa, Rupa, Arupa, not in human at all, at any point in time. If you want to escape this, you have to give up Tyaga or Chago. You have to just give up. No family attachment, no money attachment. You should all have all of that, but no attachment, no emotions towards it. Got it? Not that you should not go to work, not that you should not have a family. You can have a family, absolutely fair. but there's no family. You are with the family, but you are not the family. You understand? And if the chitta could do this much, it has escaped the womb existence forever. Now you have won over Mara, because from the first jhana onwards, there is no Mara. That's it. You're done. Kamaloka has Mara. So you're out of Kamaloka. So there is no Mara. So this is what I wanted to say, that when you observe the mind, you need to see where the mind is going. It's going into lower existence, stop it. Coming into human existence, stop it. It's going into Deva existence, stop it. It's going into other existences below the Brahma realm, stop it. It's coming into Brahma realm, accept it. Be metta, have metta all the time. Brahma Vihara, be in that. Then it takes you to Abhasara. Then it takes it to Vehapala. Before it touches Subhankina. The moment you touch Subhankina, you are an Anagami. Now you'll never be able to come back to any existences. So we escaped. Okay, now you're done. So from Aviha, that's the starting point of the loka where Anagami starts, to Akanitta is the ending of it. 5 lokas are meant for Anagamis. So the experiences keeps on changing. Right here, right now, not after death. Let me give you an example. In a day, how I can be in that realm. The renunciation, what I have done, nekkhamma, stays completely all the time. It is aviha. I'm with family, I'm with office, I'm with everything, but I've given up. How do I know it? For example, there is no unconscious state of mind. So when I swipe out the card, I have swiped out. Meaning, I don't remember after that anyone except for their personal thing. Meaning, if somebody I meet on the road, I personally talk. Another example, if I'm with one team and then they move me to another team, I don't have any connection with that team any longer. Totally disconnected. The third example I can give you is I've got a lot of friends from my organization who have added me in the WhatsApp group. I'm seeing all the chats, but I'm not in any way, any form involved with them. I'm going to get involved only if I were to join back the organization. Just complete renunciation. Atappa is a second. You can stay. It's perfect calmness. Or rather, from June of 2025 onwards, the stillness what I got is of this realm. Then Sudasa, clear, serene wisdom. And my wisdom changed from whatever it was in before June to a different state after June of last year. It started increasing. Sudasi is that I'm able to see everything. Meaning, I can see how people are behaving, how animals are behaving, how birds, how this, how that, how things arise, how they are going off, what I should do, what I should not do. It just comes and don't have to put any effort. Akanita is the last one. I think this I got before October of last year, somewhere close to October, because I was thoroughly confused on one aspect, that whether I have completed the journey or have not, because I was feeling it's all done. So that is what Akanita is. So I was chatting with Shaniel to find out what I should do, because November I was supposed to be there in Australia. So I was asking him, I'm not able to find out now. There's nothing, no books, nothing I can see and say that whether I've completed or not completed. So that is Akanita. So these are the 5 realms. You can be there at this point in time if you have crossed the womb existence. You can definitely come to know that you have crossed the womb existence and you will never be able to reborn in any womb anytime again at all. Okay. Then after that, Arhat. Clear? So now let me. I was supposed to be talking on my realms of existence anyway. I told Lata some years ago. So she's also there here in this call. So let me finish that ritual of telling you that and then what it would mean. So let me give you a short story of why this happened and how this happened and how many times it has happened like this. So the first time I had it was in 95 when I was 24-year-old. Okay. Basically, I had an out of body experience or near death experience or whatever that can be called. I'm 100% sure that I was out of the body. And another thing I want to tell you is that I have a memory of my life from 6th month of birth. Okay. That means even before this, I was able to recollect. And my parents used to be, shocking, especially my mother used to be very much shocked when I used to say, you were doing this at that point in time. She never remembered. Even today, my son has that ability. My wife almost does the same thing as my mother used to do. So he also has a very good memory of his childhood. Childhood in the sense, almost like an infant state. Anyway, coming back to this subject is that this helped me to trace back the time I was away from the body to the place I landed in 95. And I was aware that I first saw the body from top and then that thing went away and then it was really peaceful. I didn't want it to come back. So the being which took me there said that you will be certainly coming here. At present, this is not the time, so you have to head back. So then I fell down from the cot which was sleeping. I was sleeping, and then I went and told my mother. She said, "You're hallucinating," or something like that. But I was not. So from 95 onwards, the room where I used to sleep in my parents' house, some or the other being used to come and talk, and sometimes the ceiling used to become pure white. And that I came to know only when I started with the Buddha Dhamma, when I saw the Abhikanta. Its Kanti is so brightened up. And the ceiling, that is, if I'm sleeping, I can see the whole ceiling in rich white, like somebody has put on a light, brilliant light. And then some being used to come and talk to me and go away. And then there used to be ghost experience, and all of that started. This is 95 to somewhere in 99. After my wife, after I married, also it used to happen. Then when she became pregnant, also it happened. So anyway, so I'm aware of how this thing works. It's not a surprise to me that, oh, these things is very surprising. No, because I've seen it. So this 95, what happened, created an interest in me to go and find out. That's where I started to hunt. What is this? I want to know about this. So that's how I ended up landing with Dalai Lama for the next 10 years, from 2000 to 2010. And then it didn't take me anywhere. So then I moved from that to the Vedanta. Then, and from there, I moved to Goenkaji. And from Goenkaji, I moved into Buddha Dhamma. And then my mother died in 2017. And it happened in 2018, September in Leh. That It was around 3:15, 3:30 when somebody woke me up. He asked me this question, which I still remember. Do you want to go to all the worlds? Are you interested? I said, yes. So then it said that I'll take you to the top ones and then we will go to the bottom ones. So now I've seen, I don't know about this 31 realms, exactly how it fits into it, but the realms I've seen there is exactly matching to what Buddha says, most of it. That is, the experience, what I've gained there, exactly fits with the description what is there in the sutta. If I take Nanda Sutta, the experience what Nanda had in a heavenly realm is exactly the experience what I had. Okay, so he took me one after the other, and then he said, at this point in time, you don't have access to these other realms. And then I said, what I need to do to get there. He, that being said, only one thing: continue doing whatever you're doing now. You will reach. So I started. I didn't do any changes. Just did doing whatever I was doing. I was going on the Sutta way, so I was just continuing on that. But I've seen each realms. That is, if you go to the Deva realm, instantaneously your body changes. It's upapattika. It's instantaneous birth. Your body is here, but you are there. And from there, this body looks like shit. You don't like it. You don't even like for a moment. Forget about after a few days. No, you don't like it. No matter how much rich you are, how many titles you have, you might be even be a president of this country or whatever, chief minister, prime minister, whatever. That's exactly what Uposatha Sutta says also, that it's not even 1/16th of the part, which is 100% true. But for the first time in my life, I saw this human life, whatever we think we have, is basically sewage, exact sewage. It stinks. You don't want to be back. I don't think so. Anybody would like to come back. This is just the first one. Then you go to the second one. That sixth realm itself looks not that good. Then you go to the eighth one. The seventh one looks like that. So each one realm or each one planes of existence gives you that experience of how how bad the chitta has gone. Meaning, we are here. To be here, you should have done so many wrong things, not right things. It's a punishment rather than an award. Okay? So that's where we are. So as you keep going up, when you come to the Brahma realm, it's amazing. Amazing in the sense that it's so peaceful that you really understand what is sukha for yourself. From that point of view, no sukha can match it. No happiness can match it. No happiness means no happiness. There's no thing called as happiness in human realm. Even though you get everything, you wish and you get it, there's no happiness because you get consumed. There's a consumption. In the Brahma realm, there's no consumption. There's nothing to consume. It stays. That's the difference between a human realm and a Brahma realm, that there's no consumption. There's nothing to consume. Then you go to Abhasara. And that's when I really felt that this is the place to be. And when I read the Sutta, Aganya Sutta in 2018 end, after this experience, then I understand why Buddha says you are from Abhasara, and why Buddha says in even Brahmajala Sutta that beings are from Abhasara, because that's your actual nature. That's everybody's nature. Every person sitting here's nature is Abhasara. meaning just pure light, just nothing else. This is darkness. This cloth, what you have put, is darkness. So from there, this place, I don't think so anybody would be even interested little bit. Kinchi, he uses that word kinchi, little. He wouldn't. So like that, but I couldn't go beyond it. Then I was asking, can I go up? He said no. Then we came down. There, before going down, I saw one realm. So I asked, what is this realm? It looks like milky thing. What is this? And I just understood it's what the Hindus call or the Upanishad call as a Vishnu Loka, because it's filled with milky foam. And that's exactly what Abhasara realm would be. Before you come and take this to eat because of Raga, Dvesha, Moha, you don't exist in any form except for light. It's pure light, nothing else. Below that, you can see a milky foam. Okay. And if somebody has read Aganya Sutta, will really, if he has experienced it, you would really cry, because exactly that's what you see when you're there. I don't know how many people have read Aganya Sutta to experience what he's saying there. Anyway, so that's one thing I understood. That Vishnu Loka means what? It's a place before people started consuming, and then they come to the Brahma realm. And that's the reason the Upanishad cannot say what is beyond this, because they can't see it. It's one level down. The moment they eat this nectar, they come down, and one Brahma mansion appears, and then the being starts to accumulate there, and they start doing all wrong things, and then they start going down and down and down and down to this existence called humans. Okay, human existence from top is a mixture of good and bad. If you get 10 good things, you have to be sure that you exactly get 10 bad things. There's nothing like you always get good things, there's nothing like you get bad things in life. You have to be careful in choosing them, but you get both equal. In the Deva realm, it is only good things. The chitta cannot distinguish bad things. So they become sensual as opposed to sexual. So there's no sexuality in the Deva realm. They're really beautiful to look, but there's no sexuality, because sexuality creates ugliness. And we are ugly to look because of sex, nothing else. And hence Buddha calls it as a Gamma Dhamma, a villager's Dhamma. Anyway, so from that standpoint, human realm, you get mix of both. People call it a mix, but actually it's not a mix. You create the situations for having good or bad, but you get both. As soon as that cycle gets over, you get bad. Then after that cycle gets over, you get good. After that cycle gets over, you get bad. And you can see what it is as a hell realm when it is bad, and what is heavenly realm when it is good. The only constraint here is you start adding more to it by anticipating good, and that creates more karma, because that creates more fuel to fire. So the objective here is to observe that both good and bad are part of the same equation. You are not supposed to be here in the first place. So the objective, irrespective of getting good or bad, is to escape from this place. as quickly as possible. It's like fire. You wouldn't play with fire. You'll find an escape route of fire. So Buddha says in Pena Pindupama Sutta, one should practice as though his head is on fire. It's true. Because if you get caught up with good things happening in your life, you are extending your journey to see bad things in your life. So if bad things are happening, you think that you have to make it good. So that's you extend your journey. Instead, accept good and bad equivalent to the same and then escape from here. Don't come to human realm. Not human realm, don't come to the ugly womb existence. It's ugly because if you see how consciousness enter into the womb and how it travels and how it comes out, you can see it's ugly. It's no thing like somebody comes from the mouth of the Brahma. They all come from below. So we know every person comes from below. Nobody comes from above. So only beings come from below who have done something wrong in their life. So we all have come from below. And we all have tormented our mothers because she has to take the pain. So you reverse it back by having gratitude to the mother, gratitude to the father, and wishing them well. So you end your suffering. So you go up. Okay. But in the Kamaloka, again, you come back because there's only good. So as soon as the good gets exhausted, you come back to human realm because human realm is like a junction where you wait for the train either to again go up or go down. 99% you now go down rather than going up because you get consumed by information here and you start to believe you're this, you're that, or you can even take yourself to be an Indian or an American or this or that, or some religion, some tradition, something like that. None of that is true. If you associate with it, you start getting bad because you're not supposed to have that. This is the way of working in this realm. Accept that it's a way of life, and just like a surgeon going to the hospital, he's not liking the patient, he's not disliking the patient, he's just doing what he's supposed to do. You do the same thing, being a husband or a wife or a children or this or that, and just do what is supposed to be done and go back to the existence from where you came, which is Abhasara. Okay, so that should be your target at this moment. So I saw all of this. It was nice. So I shared with Lata at that point in time. But that experiences increased in a better way. I stopped telling her more about this from a few years now because it was looking like childish to me in these recent years. But I've found it that you are in this realm at this point in time. You can go into that realm as many number of times as you want. Just like you book a flight somewhere and you go there, in the same way, you can book your flight and be there. So I've traveled all of these realms. So the below realm is pretty bad in the sense, pretty bad. If you are in an animal womb, which he showed me how it would be, it's just fear. Basically, as human, you don't fear, but you develop fear in human. When you develop fear in human, as human, you go into the animal realm. Because insecurity causes anxiety and anxiety causes fear. So fear, anxiety, insecurity keeps on rotating and that takes you to the lower realm of existence right here, right now. And then it develops itself into moha, some moha, so you can't see anything. So you get attached, or the person gets attached to their family or territory and all of that. Animalistic whatever tendencies are there. Territorial is animalistic. Family thing is animalistic. Sexual instinct is animalistic. Fear is animalistic. To take care of this, they keep on eating. That's also animalistic. So if you don't want to be an animal, stop eating. Eating by eyes, ears, nose, like that, not just this eating. So Indriya Sambara is a must if you want to go back. Okay. So that's the reason you have to guard your sense doors. Because if you want to go back from here, you have to put in more of effort. If you want to go down, or if I want to go down, it's no effort required. I can keep on eating anything I get it. And very soon means today, I can be in animal existence with fear, totally fear that I'm going to lose something. So I want to eat. I want to do this. I want to do this. Like that. Always under anxiety, fear, and insecurity. That's the nature. Okay. Beyond this is hunger. Hunger all the time. You don't know why are you hungry. Not this hunger. For anything, if you get something, the person is dissatisfied, he wants more. Then he gets that, and then again more. He gets that, again more. Doesn't get, he keeps on cursing. And that's the life of the Peta or Preta. Okay, hungry ghost. So that's the reason called hungry ghost. Big bellies, but small mouth. Always hunger. In this life, if you're discontented for whatever reason, you would end up being an hungry ghost. If not today, some other day, but right now, you are towards that hungry ghost. You means it includes me. Then you come to Niraya. That I couldn't go. He said, you can't go. You don't have the proper thing to go there and see. So what I could then do is to find suttas about Niraya, and when I read it, it's too horrible to see. Okay, I only got a glimpse of how it would be because they are always in this fire, and you can really know it when you are in rage or when you're physically abusing someone. You can see it. You are in hell that moment. But the advantage is that your main is human realm. So it goes there and comes back again. So you won't even know that you went there and you came back to human realm. And you think you became angry as a human. There's nothing called anger in human. There's nothing called like that. Anger is hell. So you get burnt and you come back. There's a reflex action. So when you come back, you feel I was angry. So you have to really watch the mind going into anger, fits of anger, hell. So that's the reason you have to forgive yourself. So you have to do the penance of avihimsa on yourself because you are doing himsa. Forget the other person. You're burning yourself. So first you have to put something not to burn. So you have to keep on forgiving yourself and the other person because the situation made you get into that hell existence. In the same way, the situation can make you go into the heavenly existences. So now what we can find out for ourselves is the situations. So situations are coming as good and bad. In human realm, it's only good situation and bad situation. There's no other situation. Your objective, my objective should be to give up reaction to the situation because they're just situation. Take the situation and let it go. Okay. So in the past, we would have had a lot of problems with me and my wife. My wife is sitting here. We might have a lot of uh, things which my parents would have done, which are not acceptable, let's say. Rewinding them and looking at it will take you to the lower realm because you don't want to give up. So when you don't want to give up, you develop that. So let's say I don't like my parents and I have aversion towards parents, then I will never have parents in my next life if I'm continuing as a human. So here is this thing which happens. Either they get divorced, so you either stay with mother or father, or most likely you will be taken care by somebody else, like an orphan, because anyway you didn't like parents. So what you don't like also you're taken away from that. What you like also you lose them. So basically the good and bad things are an thing which you're supposed to see. It's a good movie and a bad movie, but it's just a movie. So I shouldn't be reacting to the movie. So instead of cursing my parents, I should send metta to them. Because who is getting tortured? It's me or them? Actually, it's me, not them. They will never get tortured because that's their karma. I'm trying to change my karma to their karma. It's not going to happen. So what I can do, I can just forgive them and let them go. Let them be wherever, but no cursing. In the same way, my wife feels something about my parents, she should let it go. The sooner, the better. Why? Because you'll get another situation like that. You are asking for the situation. You're wishing, let the situation come. It's just a matter of time. It comes. It repeats itself. You don't want it, right? Let it go. But if you love it, why not? Keep on reflecting back. Oh, these people did like this. They did like this. They did like this. They did like this. And then you are making it strong. So the gati starts to develop. Gati means destiny. This destiny. So at this point in time, maybe me or my wife, we start experiencing the pain because they did something and they're not there today. I can't get my father to ask him, why did you do like that? I can't ask my mother to tell her, why did you do like that? But we both are alive. We can keep on debating over it and talking over it and finding out what best they could have happened. But no matter what we talk, it's not going to change. So, in its place, I have put a seed of consciousness, which, when developed, gives exactly the same fruit, which means the next life, same kind of in laws, or same kind of parents, and you have same kind of situation and same kind happening. If I don't want that, if I'm a smart person, what I should do? Forgive, let it go. Then your mind doesn't rest there, doesn't eat that food, it gives up. So then you give some other food. Then drop that and give some other food. So you keep on removing. When you remove it, that much portion is gone. So the chitta doesn't start eating that. So this is how you move between realms in this moment. So when you watch your mind, look at where it is going. Okay, that's it I had. Unless somebody had something more to what I said. Any questions? Any thoughts? Otherwise, we are done and we are going to meet next Monday. I'm off to Nepal and I would be back on Saturday or Friday night. So, Saturday, anyway, we don't meet and we meet on Monday. So, there would be 1 week void. And when we come back, we start with Samatha. Now we have done these 10 immoral deeds, we'll put it back into action through Samatha. Then we get into Jhana, then we do Vipassana, then we get into Shunyagara, and we remove these things from the mind. So then you will know for yourself where have you reached. Any questions? I don't mind taking some questions if you have, otherwise we can close.
Sir, I like to ask one question.
Go ahead.
The thing that you said, that you should not keep on going back to your parents because you know that what they have done, and you cannot call them or anything like that. But suppose if that person is alive,
Then also you forgive.
yeah, you are forgiven, but still there would be some other things which are pending with that person. It is not necessary that you have forgiven the person in the mind for whatever wrong that person has done to you. Agreed. But there would be some things which are pending, like there would be some amounts which are pending with that person or something. So how do you settle that in the mind?
No, you follow up. Like, somebody owes money or something.
Yes.
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 Like in my case also, there is a friend of mine who is owing money. So if my question is asked, should you not follow up? I'm saying I should follow up. But should I feel angered? Should I feel upset? Should I feel worried? Should I feel anything while following up? You're just following up for following up.
Yes.
So I need to do like that. So when I give him a call, I need to talk to him all that I need to talk to him without any emotions attached to it.
Correct.
So it can be with my brother, it can be with my parents itself, it can be with uncles, it can be with whomever. Doesn't matter. It's a situation. Situation is a situation. There is no good situation, there is no bad situation, just a situation.
Yes.
I need to remember one thing. I'm not from this local. I have got into this local due to mistakes I did in the past. And that's it. That's my sati. That I'm here not because of my choice. I'm here because I did mistakes.
Yes.
Right? So nobody aspired to be here, if you understand. None
Right.
of us aspired.
But due to the mistakes, we are already here.
Yes, we have to accept we are here. Now, the only thing you can do is to go back from here.
Yes.
So there's no point in cursing ourselves, why are we here? No. There's no point in liking you're here. No. Leave this, leave that. So do your transactions. And then there's no karma.
Without any emotions attached.
Exactly. No emotions attached. You just do for the sake of doing it.
Yes.
Now, let's say I'm supposed to go to a job. My wife was asking me a hypothetical question. Let's say it happens that way. Now that I'm out of job. Let's say for my son's education, we require good amount of money.
Okay.
And she says, from where will you bring?
Mm.
You know what I should do? I told her, I will stop all of this and go back to work. So there's no 8:30 morning meeting, there's no evening meeting, there's no these retreats happening. I'll cancel all of them. Why? Because that is the most important thing to do. Just do it. After a few years, I can come back to this teaching, whatever I'm doing, and at that time nobody is there, fine. But if I aspire saying that, you know what, let my son go to hell, you go to hell, and then I will do only this, then I've gone mad because I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. At this point in time, my son requires money and I don't have money. So the only way I can get money is by working. I better go back and do the Dhamma by working.
Correct.
So it is my Dhamma, right? I'm sharing the Dhamma, what I'm following. The only loss would be people who are listening to me will not able to listen to me. But that is secondary. The primary is if she says you have to go back to work, I should go back to work.
Because even that is important.
That's important. Now I'm appreciative, I'm filled with gratitude with my wife because she's allowed me to do this.
Yes.
I don't think so anybody would do this to me. They would have said, you're gone mad, you better go to work. What are you doing? Because my son has still not got settled anywhere. So she would then say, tell me, are your students important or my son is important? And then I would have to agree that our son is important, even though I might keep on saying I don't have a son and a wife, but worldly sake, there is a son and wife. You better do whatever you're supposed to do in that role. So I've signed up for this movie called Family. So that director is not allowing me to get out of the movie, and the producer is saying, I'm going to kill you if you get out. So I should better act in the movie.
Right.
And do all that I'm supposed to do. Like that. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Stands in.
Thank you, sir.
Sure, sure.
No, sorry. Can you just explain a bit more on the Mara? So, what normally we see Mara coming at the time of enlightenment of Buddha, which is, I'm sure, it's far beyond Kamaloka.
No. The thing is, first you should know there is a sutta called Mara. It is 5 khandas are the Mara. For a normal person, there's a question asked. You keep on saying Mara, Mara. Who is this Mara? So Buddha says the attachment to five senses is Mara. Why? Because they get killed. The 5 khandas and its association as 5 senses is Mara. So the eyes go away. Let's say I'm born as a lizard. This eye is replaced by lizard eye. This nose is replaced by lizard nose, like that. So in the Kamaloka, you keep on changing the body. And hence, in a sutta called Nivapa Sutta, Buddha says, because first you have to understand what is this Mara's trap. Mara's trap is all about sensuality. So first you give up the vivicheva kamehi, that is, seclude yourself, remove yourself from the sensuality, because sensuality is Mara. The sight, sound, taste, touch, smell are Mara. Because of these 5, you have the 6th one called Mano, which is Dhamma. That means the mental object, what is created out of these 5 senses. So the Mara is one who kills, who takes out, who doesn't allow you to keep it. Right? So that is because you have a grossness. Rupa realm is subtle. There is no gross form to experience. So there is no need for a body like this. So the Mara is not there. Because from the first jhana to the 4th jhana, it's only light, nothing else. Did that answer question, Stanzin?
Yes, sir. So just the question is why, like, Buddha experiences this Mara at the last moment?
That you should ask the Buddha. Okay, that's just wanted to make it lighter. See, all Samma Sambuddhas are supposed to have what? What's the difference between Arhat and a Buddha? Do you know that?
So Buddha is a person who is going to find the way and take people towards the peace.
No, not actually. Buddha is a person who doesn't have any defilements, completely clean. So when you want to clean the slate, it's like rewiring it. So you will have this actual Mara, not the 5 senses Mara, but the actual being called as Mara, which is the ending of the sensual, coming and challenging every Buddha. Because the sensuality exists in the mind. So you're saying, I don't want any sensuality at all. I don't want any Rupa realm at all. I don't want any Arupa realm at all. And then you are supposed to give up everything. Right? There's a Rupa Raga, there's a Arupa Raga. And you're doing it on your own. Samma Sambuddha means you're doing it on your own. So then the challenge is more. So you will have the actual Mara coming and fighting with you. This one. Now you're an arhat. Will actual Maran come fight with you? No, there's no need. Because his army consists of the five senses. If you're given up the five senses, you will have still the dirty water which was there. Anybody can see that water getting dirty and it is stopped. So the defilement has ended from there. But people can go back and see your defilement. In the case of the Buddha, there is no defilement in any birth. He keeps on giving up, and hence the span is more. And that's the reason. It's like that.
Okay, thank you.
So you can become an arhat with defilements which were there.
Okay.
Like Angulimala, he became an arhat, but he had killed, but that's fine, but he's an arhat. Like Moggallana, he had killed his parents, but yes, he became an arhat. Right? But if he's Samma Sambuddha, he has to let go of everything. So the cleansing is far more deeper than this. That's how you can see it.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. Anybody else? Yes, Nitish.
Namo Buddhaya, sir.
Namo Buddhaya.
So along the same lines, I know in Mahaparinibbana Sutta there is another mention of Mara and Buddha, where I think I don't fully comprehend that at all. But I remember the conversation where Buddha is talking about giving up his
Life faculty.
Life essence.
Yes. So that's what I was saying. In the case of Samma Sambuddha, they have options. They have options of increasing their lifespan, or they have option of reducing the lifespan, or they have option of surrendering their lifespan. So if you look at that sutta, Ananda is asked many times by the Buddha, should I stay back? And Ananda doesn't respond. Only when he has given up his life, he says that, you should stay back. So then Ananda, Buddha says, and Arya, especially Samma Sambuddha, don't take something which they have vomited out. So my end will come in 3 months' time. Okay, why this happens? Why doesn't happen with Arhat? You should know that thing. Arhat means one who has ended the defilements. But they were having defilements. The asavas were there. In the Samma Sambuddha, there are no asavas. There's nothing called asava. Okay, so then what happens here? The Mara challenges the Buddhas, I use the word Buddhas because the more he teaches, the more arhats are formed. That means the lesser beings in the Kamaloka. And Mara wants more of them being in the Kamaloka because it makes sense that way. Now, what is this Mara business? Let us understand. Mara is Marana, death. And you are that Mara. You, me, like that, each one is a Mara sitting here. Or rather, whoever has five senses is a Mara. Now, there is this Deva Mara, Deva Putta Mara, who does not want this samsara to end because he's been tasked with that. It's just like you're a producer of a movie and you've been tasked to make multiple movies. Will you stop making movies? Or if the actor says that I don't want to work in the movie, you will increase his payout, saying that I'll give you more work in this movie. So Mara is like that. So Buddha says, I have given up. That means he has three choices to make, either to increase or to decrease or to surrender. He says, I've surrendered my life. I've given it to Mara. and that's it. I can't take it back. And including Arhat, they don't have a choice of when they want to die. They will only come to know of their ending, nearing death, and then let go of it. So let's understand what happens is death, so that you understand the difference between the Kamaloka, Rupaloka, Arupaloka, and Arhat. In the Kamaloka, there is fear of dissolution because the consciousness briefly stops and don't know what happens. Just like sleep, deep sleep. And when you open up your eyes, you're having new eyes, new ears, new nose, new tongue, new body, and that's it. Now, what happened to your old thing, whatever you're doing, have gone down. Because of the fear, they don't come up. So I might be talking here and having my wife here, but if it is an end of conscious experience, that is, my ayu is removed, the consciousness just suspends for some time. And then when it enters into the womb existence, it forgets, or rather, it doesn't forget, it is replaced by a new experience because there's a new eye, new ear, new nose, and like that. Okay, this is Kamaloka. Predominantly fear of death. Come to the Rupaloka. There is no fear of death. Absolutely not. There is fear of losing bliss. There's nothing called death, but there is bliss not being there. So the consciousness hangs on to the bliss. But if it doesn't get the fuel of the bliss, it comes back to human existence because the fear is the same. Fear of Kamaloka is where this is ending. Fear of the Rupaloka is where this consciousness is going to lose the bliss. In the Arupaloka, where Buddha couldn't find his earlier two teachers, Alara Kalama, Uddaka Ramaputta, is because the consciousness is suspended. So there's no way anybody can find where this being is. So the Mara cannot get hold of it in the Rupa realm, nor in the Arupa realm, because its Rupa itself is not there. So in the Arupa stage of existence, like in the case of the Vinyananchayatana, infinite consciousness, it's like what Upanishad or the Vedanta calls it as Brahman. You'll find everything consciousness. That's it. Just consciousness. There's nothing more than consciousness. And then, whenever the consciousness takes form, it comes back to some existence. And then the fear starts. So in the Arupa Loka, there's no fear because it's suspended. But when the suspension goes away, it can land up in any realm. In the Rupa Loka, it's about bliss of jhana. When the jhana ends, you'll again come back to this Rupa existence. This Rupa means Kamaloka. So if you want to not exist in Kamaloka, you should cut off the root of Kamaloka. So you're in Rupaloka. So that's how you detach. You first detach the conditions for fear. It's a 10 immoral deeds. Now you remove the 10 immoral deeds, you land up in the Rupa realm. Now you develop your faculties, meaning the six senses, in such a way that it can let go of the Rupa Loka, it can get into Arupa Loka. Then you remove the Mana, Udacha, Rupa Raga, Arupa Raga, and Avijja, then you're an Arhat. That's it. So then there's no coming into any existence. That's when the defilements are ended. Hope I've answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Yes. Yeah, Avanti, let her finish and then you can.
Sir, I have a question about some experience. Uh, it's like I find myself, it's not instinctive, but it's more of a, I can see it's because of some impressions which explicitly are not there. All my actions, all words come out, all reactions, all responses are like self propelled. It's not something I plan, it's not something I rehearse or decide to do, but all the actions, words, everything, it seems like self propelled. Right now, to come up to like bring this question out, I did plan, but this is not the case always. So I usually, most of the time, I find myself not planning for what to say, what to react, but things come up in the mind, and they kind of fit into uh, a right kind of response. um, until then there is no problem. It's not unawareness, like it's, I know what I'm saying, I know everything until then. But problem starts after the fact, after the event is done. So after it is done, because I know it's not me talking, it wasn't me talking, it wasn't me responding, these are not my words, they just come up in the mind based on the conditions. And sometimes I don't even know things, but I do kind of correctly reply to whatever it is which fits into the situation. Then after the fact or after the event, there is a subtle judgment, um, and that's where I feel I kind of judge myself, saying that this is what I said. And I kind of analyze after everything was done, because, and that's where I feel a little bit, no, I want to work on this tendency. I don't need to judge myself in, like, because when I know that it is not me talking, it is not me planning, it's not me being smart or silly, whatever it is, then why should I judge? But this tendency that I'm trying to work on, and I feel it's not instinctive, because it's not out of ego, it's not out of proving myself or explaining myself. I know that is, but it is spontaneous, like it's kind of just, it flows. So, how to work on this judgment after the fact, or is it actually something I am doing wrong? I mean, I'm not doing at the time, but after the fact, I feel like I did it.
Yeah, see, the thing is like this, we have habituated.
Mhm.
Whatever we make a habit, it becomes an auto response. Just think it like this: you have a computer, or rather, you have iPhone by any chance, Avanti? Which one?
Yes, sir. iPhone.
Which one?
I think it's iPhone 14.
Okay, no problem.
I'll have to check again.
No, no, no,
I
no,
don't
not to do anything. No, no, don't worry. In iPhone, you have this ability to make shortcuts, and you can execute shortcuts. So when you execute shortcut, and if you're using it again and again and again, it has an ability to repeat itself. Just like on YouTube, if you are finding some pictures, some videos, that algorithm will start to put the same kind of video because you like those kind of videos. And same thing with Instagram or Facebook or whatever. In the same way, we have created habits for which you don't have to think. Situation A comes. It's a new situation. You have to think what to do. But the situation is the same. So it's already memorized what actions had to be taken. So you don't have to necessarily feel I'm thinking or I'm rehearsing, I'm doing this, and the action automatically happens. And that is an automatic response to this event which happens in the brain, because brain is there to make things automated. Okay. Something detail on that is you have neurons. I think you would have heard about it. And neurons fire. And when they fire, they create new neural networks. That means if some situation is new, it has to address it. So it has to find out. So it struggles. But if it is the same one in different ways, it knows how to calibrate it. Okay. Example. Now I'm been seeing Stanzin. He has not come to my house, or I have not gone to his home, or we both are not from Leh. He's in Bangalore, I'm also in Bangalore. But we have seen each other on the video, and we have made a frame. Right? We've seen each other and we have made a frame. Let's say he and his wife come to my home. At that time, I'll come to see, is he tall, or is he short, is he fat or lean? Because from this video, we can't make out how fat he is, or how lean he is, or whatever it is. So what happens in the mind or the brain neurons, it will remove those which makes no sense and adds those which make sense. So the network is the same, but here in little bit changes. So the interpretation would be that Stanzin is tall. If I see myself and I see him, he's tall and he is fat, if he's fatter than me. Or if I am fat and he is leaner, and then I will say he's leaner. From where did this came? This fat and lean. It was there. I just have to superimpose it on him. It's a natural response. After they both go away, I start to think, why did I judge like that? I shouldn't have judged he's fat or lean. How many times I've told myself that I shouldn't be judging? That makes no sense because the habitual pattern is already made, which is there in the network. So as soon as I see Stanzin coming home, I already have judged. Okay, now we take another example, Avanti. I come to your home in September. I've been seeing you, but I have no idea how you really look. Or you don't even have an idea how really I look. You're only seeing on the video. So you can't make out many things. One. Two, my behavior. You might have imagined one thing about my behavior. I would have imagined another thing about your behavior. Okay. And when I meet your husband in the airport, or your children also coming to airport, so then let's say all are meeting in the airport, it would be a shocking deal for the brain to now put in separate compartments. This is Avanti, this is Anirudh, and this is this person, and they are like this and like that. So we take some time to adjust. That adjustment period goes through different networks, and you create impressions out of that network, which makes you to judge. So the next time, it is automatic, including the judgment. So let's say Anirudh talks a lot, and then I have never met him in my life. I feel him more friendly than you. Maybe. Or he is very serious, and then you talk, and then I feel, oh, at least I have Avanti to talk to me. Otherwise, I'm feeling bored. What should I do sitting at your house? Right? And then I'll be waiting at how the days goes away because I'm struggling. That struggle is a judgment. Because I've struggled in the past like this. So when I get that situation, it automatically pulls up everything. And it places before, saying that, in Avanti's house, you're having the same thing. Or if Tanzan were to call me to their house, and if they don't talk much, or they talk in Ladakhi language, and then I also talk a little bit of Ladakhi, they think I talk all Ladakhi, and then they keep on talking to me in Ladakhi. Then after a while, it disconnects because that impression is not there. So this is how it works. So judgment is part of repetition. So the more you repeat, the more judgmental you become. So the idea, the thing what you need to do, or we all need to do, is to stop repetitions. Repetition is samsara. You understand? If you repeat the same batch again and again and again, it means you are in samsara. So don't take anyone to be like that at all. It's always you're meeting for the first time. Keep it that way. Then there's no judgment. So you have to slow down.
So here is a not judgment about other person. It's more
About yourself
about
only.
playback. It's a playback of
That's what I'm telling
whatever.
you. No, it is your behavior is driven by the instincts, and the instincts are driven by the repetition. So in the past, you have repeated like that. After that person goes away, then you will start to think, why did I react like this? Why this happened? Why did I judge like that? Blah, blah, blah. All of that happens because you've been doing that all the time. See, from your eyes, I can see that you are a very instinctively driven person. I mean, you are curbing instincts, but actually you're instinctive. Meaning you want things to happen, you want things to sort out at the earliest. Okay, so in that process, what you do is you will give some solutions to yourself. This will work. So you'll try to implement, and that will go somewhere. And then you say, I think why I do like this, I should done this way. So you are talking to yourself all the time because you are become that instinct. Every time you repeat things, it creates an instinctive behavior because that's a batch file what is being played. Just like I was talking about shortcuts, you keep on creating shortcuts and then you start executing shortcuts, only that will come.
There is a fine line between self-talk for correction, improvement, or judgment.
There is nothing called as thin line, dark line, short line, nothing like that.
It's all the same. What is the difference in spontaneous action?
Never be spontaneous. Never be spontaneous. Take few breaths. Situation comes, take some few breaths. Because that's how you break that habitual pattern. See, let's say you come to airport and now I'm instinctive person. I've been seeing you for last more than a year plus. So I know Avanti is like this. The moment I land in US, in the Newark airport, what happens? I've already made up what is Avanti. Now I am trying to find out my information and what you really are the same or different. What if it is same? I'll try to do that with your husband. And I'll again try to do with your two daughters, which may not work. What if I take a pause? Little bit pause when I meet you at airport and don't react at all. So that will help in cutting off that network. So they'll be fresh.
Wiping all the previous image.
Exactly. So it's like purging the earlier emails. Okay. And it'll be nice.
Got it. So the conclusion is spontaneous and action or speech or instinctive is the same, one and the same. We don't want to be.
When I say I'm very spontaneous, what I'm actually saying, I'm very instinctive. My wife knows me, how instinctive I was. There's nothing wrong in being instinctive, but I'm creating a habit pattern. That's all.
It is a habit pattern, basically.
Yes. So basically, I'm doing the same habit again and again and again and again. And every time I tell her, next time I do, tell me. What is next time? The situation is totally different. So nobody can repeat the situation, but the action is the same.
Mm.
So instead, I need to take a pause.
Thank you, sir, for clarification.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
I am a straightforward person equals I talk harshly. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, Harry, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I have a bunch of questions. Hopefully not too long. The first one is, yeah, however time you have. The first one is sometimes you talk about experiencing different realms in this body by being in different mental state. For example, if I feel very grateful, deep gratitude, I'm in, let's say, Tavatimsa realm. But what is that experience different from actually being in that realm? What's the qualitative difference?
No, there is no qualitative difference. You need to stay there for a long time. See, now I made a habit, like I was telling her, I made a habit to be instinctive. Instinct are either human or animal, and more so with animal than human. Because I've stayed here for a long time. Let's say I've been animal for a long time, and now I've been promoted as a human. But my instinctive behavior is of an animal, as though I'm going to lose something. Okay. Now what I do? I don't want to lose. So I'm very anxious. And she sees me anxious. Because maybe I've lost something in my life, or some situations have made me to become anxious, or I was in an animal realm and now I've got promoted to human realm, but I'm not able to let go of the animal realm. So what I need to do is develop the heavenly realm and try to stay in that realm for as much time as I can, so that the purging of this instinctive behavior goes down. Yes.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that the overall feeling is very similar or same, be in that realm, but what you see, what you hear will be different. Of course, that realm has its own.
Yeah. So now let's say I am in a Tavatimsa. There's a particular flavor for Tavatimsa. And if you are smart enough, when you read about Tavatimsa, you can look at your own experience and it matches. It's no surprise. It matches. But it would have been very short while, and you might not know it. You were in Tavatimsa. So what I do, I develop the ability to stay for a long period. So then I'm staying for a whole day or 1 week, or so then I can know the benefit of being in that realm, that plane of existence versus instinctive behavior. Now, by the time I extend it more and more and more, the instinctive behavior keeps on going away. That is in the amygdala, which is the last part of the brain, which has reptilian or mammalistic tendency, including human, starts to diminish its hold. Instead, the prefrontal cortex keeps on expanding. The brain that is currently used is prefrontal cortex as opposed to amygdala. So then the fear and all of this is gone, or that point is now suppressed. So the mind can notice this change and it can memorize it. That's why the Buddha called sati. So you memorize it. So next time you've seen the danger of being in the amygdala existence versus the prefrontal cortex, so then you stay more in the prefrontal cortex than in the amygdala. So now the habit is changed.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I guess I'm just wondering what the physical experience of that realm would be different than feeling like that. Yeah.
There is nothing physical about anything. The physical experience, what you're getting now, is also driven by the mind.
Makes sense. Yeah. But the sight and sound will be different, but the feeling you get would be.
All the five senses are different.
Mm.
In the Tavatimsa, the experience what you get in the five senses are totally different than what you're getting in the human realm. And when the mind establishes itself in the Niraya or in the Tiracha Yoni, the experience, what you're getting in sight, sound, taste is different. Have you seen a person who is very angry? His face changes to an animal. Just go to YouTube. Now that Gulf War is going, just see how people are angry. And you can see how their eyes, ears, and the facial expression, the body is changed.
Mm.
Especially as soon as you take sides. Somebody is supporting Iran and he sees Israel, and then you can see what happens. Somebody supporting Israel and hates Iran, you can see what happens. Just open up the videos. They're shouting and howling and all of that. Just take a snapshot of that picture. Go on the internet and look at the most ferocious animals. And look at the face, nose, ears, eyes, cheek, lips with them. You can make out the rest. Try this.
Yeah, I think there's one aspect of it where you're saying even here the senses change as you move through different mental states, but there's a different change where you see different colors which are not seen here.
All that is happening in the mind only. Even this change, what we are talking about of taking Israel versus Iran, is happening in the mind, not nothing. But your body changes based upon the realm. In the same way, you're more of a smile when you're going on the higher realm. So if somebody seeing you will feel that you're very calm and you're very composed, you're very peaceful, you're very smiling. Can you be angry and smiling at the same time? Try this. That clearly shows you can't stay in two planes of existence at the same time.
Makes sense, yeah.
Try to smile when you're angry. Either you lose being angry or you lose being smiling.
Yeah, a nice trick to try when someone's angry. You can
Ask him to laugh.
Challenge
Actually, by chance he laughs, he can't be angry any longer.
Yeah, I tried that with these students. Just challenge them to smile, and they
Somebody's crying, make them laugh. Not happen. Somebody's depressed, never happen. You've seen how it was last to last year when I was there in the US with me, you, and Cindy.
Mm. Yes.
So you can compare that and see where it is.
Mm. Okay, thank you. Second question. I guess what you said about the Brahma realm, this milky realm, is very interesting. I guess that's in the Aganya Sutta, I was thinking that's how the world is developing with this different, but it's actually talking about falling down in the realms.
Yes.
Milk and go to, but then later he talked about fungus and pods, and these are some deva realms where they're enjoying that kind of thing, right? They're falling through
this realm. Whenever he uses this realm, it means human.
But what about the Milky Way translation?
The initial is like a skimmed milk.
Hmm.
Okay? And that is the reason the Vishnu Loka is mentioned like that.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, and that's where it ends. But from Abhasara, he has come down. So they can't see being an Abhasara any longer.
And that because he immediately talks about the sun and moon appearing because the light is gone. So they have
Exactly.
they're in Brahma.
Yes. So then like that, it goes down.
But what about the fungus and pods? Those are in some deva realm or they're here in our human.
Read that again.
Okay.
He's given clarity on that.
Okay, thanks. And I guess last question. I think you said that you didn't get to go to hell realm, but I think earlier you were giving some examples of imagine the life of being a bacteria they're almost like hell. They're always in some kind of
Yes, I
suffering.
was telling that because now you can make a correlation.
Okay, but
Even
not
in
actual.
Yeah, even in human, when you're literally upset, you can see the burning, and you can make out how bad it is.
I guess the bacterial life they're in acid fluids. They're always not.
Even in this body, there's so many bacteria. Anyway, so let's close for the day. And I think for Avanti, it's almost like 1.
It's a quarter to 12, sir, but yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay.
Thank you so much. It's
Okay,
a lot of clarification. I misunderstood so many things earlier. And seems like a lot of work to do.
Yeah, for a lot of us, it's a lot of work.
Yes. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes, Harry, you go ahead.
Last short one, since we're talking the Brahma, you're saying from the Brahma realm, they do furthermore wrong things, so they fall further. I guess
Yes.
I was thinking, what wrong could they do? It says vanity, right? They get proud of.
We already done this. It depends on the raga, dvesha, moha. The more you create dvesha, the lower you come. The more you are on.
Asking Brahma realm in specific. You were saying even in this Brahma realm,
That's exactly what we did some days ago. And I've already made that document called 31 realms, which you already seen it. There I put the amount of raga, dvesha, moha that is required. Everything in this world or in whichever realms you exist based upon the quantity of raga, dvesha, moha. And that is the reason I spoke about that another sutta. That is the sutta which talks about why will the Buddha come into existence in the first place. Right? That Buddha is required because of raga, dvesha, moha. And why does raga, dvesha, moha come into existence? Because of jati, jara, marana. So as long as jati, jara, marana is there, so long Buddha is going to coming. And why does it happen? Because of raga, dvesha, moha. So that is a thing we need to know. So if you are going up, you have removed dvesha. So only raga and moha is there. So raga will be there till the top.
So I guess vanity is the key in, let's say, after Brahma.
So
they start.
When you start with raga, no dvesha, it turns into vanity because you have achieved something beyond anybody can achieve. Right? So because moha drives vanity, mana. This is not some moha. It is just pure moha. It's not sensual moha. It's just moha, illusion.
Thank you for explaining.
Sure. All right. So next week, next Monday, we start on practicing it, whatever we have spoken now.